Hey guys, today's video is going to be a Snapchat Q&A. I have been getting a lot of questions just randomly, just updating you guys about my life, what I've been up to, what I've been doing. So I wanted to go ahead and just do a Snapchat Q&A for you guys to just go ahead and answer all the questions that you guys have been asking. I posted a Snapchat earlier asking you guys to ask me some questions, and I have quite a few questions that you guys were asking. So yeah, if you're not following me on Snapchat, my Snapchat name is Evettexo. Somebody took my Snapchat name, but I had to put an extra X in there, so definitely follow me if you haven't followed me. You can see a little bit more about my life if you want to know a little bit more about my life. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started with these questions. I'm going to try to do some videos just because those are always a lot more fun to watch. Let's see. How did me and Chris meet? So Chris and I, she sent it to me as a video, but it's an actual question. Chris and I met at Wells Fargo. We were both tellers together. I was a teller before he was, and then he was new. As soon as I saw Chris, I knew that we were gonna be like amazing friends. I tried to make him my friend right away. Like, I saw him, I went up to him and I was like, hey, I'm Blanca, blah, 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 blah. Like, how are you? Oh my God. Like, I just started telling him all about Wells Fargo, started telling him, you know, how it is and basically how to do good there, because it is a sales job and not anyone can just, you know, be good at selling, especially when it comes to being at a busy branch, which we were at a busy branch at the time. So that's where we met. And then we've been inseparable since. Unfortunately, I'm stuck with him forever. No, I'm kidding. The next question.
What's one thing you regret that you have done in your life that you wish you could take it back?
Ooh, that's a good question. So I feel like there's a lot of things that I've regretted in my life, but I wouldn't change any of them. Like, any of them. I feel like you are the person that you are because of the experiences and the obstacles that you have faced. I think we all kind of regret, you know, doing things, but it builds us. It makes us be the people that we are. Just like everyone else, we all go through shit and we're just like, oh my God, why did I do that? Or why didn't I do this? Or why couldn't I have done that? I feel like it's just taking chances. And even though you might not feel like it's okay at the time, later on when you look back, you're like, damn, if that would have never happened, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. So I feel like there's a lot of things in life that I've regretted, in the sense where, you know, things have happened, but there's nothing that I would change. And I hope that answered your question. I don't know if you were looking for a specific like life event for me to share with you, but next question. I don't know who this is, but this is my favorite Snapchat filter. I died. Do me and my husband plan on having babies soon? I answered that question in one of my Vlogmas. We do plan on having children one day. I think that right now we're both too selfish for our own good. We're doing a lot of traveling. We're doing a lot of just focusing on ourselves and each other, you know. So I feel like we're trying to just enjoy this time that we have together and build ourselves and just focus on our careers. I feel like children will come after. I want to say maybe by the time I'm like 28, I will probably try to plan for my first baby. I mean, if it comes earlier than that, then, you know, it would be a blessing. There's no way that I would regret any of it, but we are definitely not planning to have children right now, but soon. Well, not like soon. Okay, so this one is, what do I recommend to begin a YouTube channel? I think there's a lot of people out there that would want to start a YouTube channel, but it starts with being scared. So I think the first step is just getting to that point where you're just like I'm just gonna put myself out there and just do it. You know what I mean? It's harder nowadays to grow on YouTube because there's so much competition. It was a lot easier before. When I had my first YouTube channel, you know, I was growing rather quickly, but now it's everywhere. Everyone has a YouTube channel, so it's a lot harder to grow on there. But I think the first step is just honestly not caring about what anyone's gonna say, doing what you love, and actually doing it. You know, when I first started YouTube, I didn't start YouTube, you know, to get paid or to make a living out of it. Like, I started my YouTube channel because I honestly in my heart wanted to just do what I loved, and people were constantly asking me to post things, so I did it for them. You know, I did it for the people who wanted to see those things. And I feel like now, you know, people are more likely to just go on YouTube because it's something you make money off of. You know, it's like you have to go in it for the right reasons, because it's something you truly want to do and something you truly love to do, because that's what your followers are going to see. They're going to see, you know, how much love you have for it. For personal reasons, you know, I've never been fully committed to my YouTube channel because I always had so much stuff going on, but I always tried to be as active as I could on social media in general, whether it be Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, like just being, you know, putting myself out there to let people know that I'm here, I'm listening, and I'm trying the best I can to give you guys what you guys are asking for. But I think that that's the first step, just not being scared and just, you know, do it. Do what you want to do and do it because you love it.
Matt, I just started following you recently. I just wanted to know what keeps you motivated to stay filming and putting out content when there's so many other YouTubers. I want to wish you and your boo Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Love you, girl.
That was sweet. I think that goes back with the question I just answered. As far as what keeps me motivated, I think it's more you guys. I think that I have never, I mean, I address it often, but I feel like you guys don't know how much you guys truly mean to me. Like, when I tell you guys I love you guys, I love you guys. Like, I wouldn't just tell I love you to anyone. Like, you guys have done so much for me, like more than you guys could even imagine. I feel like with social media, there are so many other YouTubers out there, but I feel like you guys can sense, you know, when people are, you know, doing it for the money or doing it for the fame or whatever the case may do it. Like, I feel like a lot of my followers, they genuinely care, and they're not just following me for the drama or following me for this, or like, you guys truly care about me, and you guys, I introduce you guys to my life, like, you know, my family, my friends, everything. You guys get everything, you know, from how I am, how I'm not, my husband, my marriage, my proposal, everything, you know. So I feel like you guys truly have been following a journey for me. So it keeps me motivated in the sense, trust me, like, there's times when I compare myself and I'm like, oh my God, why can't I be doing that? Or why didn't I do this? Or, oh my God, they're doing so good. But I always try to put myself in a positive place where I'm like, I'm different, and there always is going to be somebody out there doing more than you, or doing better than you, or, you know, just doing more. And if I continue to put myself in that same category, I'm never going to be where I want to be, you know. And I feel like my transition as far as my YouTube and Instagram has been rather slow, you know. I haven't hit 1 million followers, and I've been on Instagram for a really long time already, so it's slowly growing, and I'm okay with that, you know, because I've always been one to say that I'd rather have quality over quantity. And you can have people that have 1 million followers and, you know, their interactions very minimal, as opposed to somebody who has like 200 or 300 or 400,000 followers, and their followers are constantly being active. And I feel like that's where I put myself in a separate category, where I'm like, I'm giving everything to the people that I do have, you know. And my husband also has a lot to do with it. My family has a lot to do with it. They're so supportive. And you guys, you know, I hardly ever get any negative comments, to be honest. And when I do, you know, it does hurt me sometimes, because I am human and I do have feelings, but I get such a positive reaction from each and every one of you guys on a daily basis that you guys keep me just going, and like I do everything for you guys, because technically, you know, when people get to the point where they're like, oh my god, I'm famous, or oh my god, this and that, like I wouldn't have any of this if it wasn't for you guys. So I'm here to work for you guys, you know, like I think about it like a job. You know, like my husband the other day, he was like, oh, like do you have to post it like right now, like, you know, just post it tomorrow morning. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like if I was at a job and I didn't do it, like I'd get fired, right? So I just don't want you guys to think that I'm not putting in 100%, because I am. In this vlogmas stuff, man, it's been tough, but it has been keeping me so like, you know, pumped to just post, because I've been posting regularly every day. So I'm even throwing in extra videos nowadays, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's all just been good, and it's all because of you guys. I just went into this huge rant about that, but that was a really good question. Someone put, does YouTube actually pay what they say they will based on YouTube views? I asked because I want to start YouTube. Okay, so for people who, I mean, her question was very just, do you make good money on YouTube, I'm guessing. I left my job at Wells Fargo. I was there for 4.5 years. I was going on 5 years. I was a personal banker. If you see my About Me video, you know how much I loved my job. Loved. I love what I did. I loved, you know, working in finances, helping other people succeed financially. Like, I loved my job. I loved working with customers. I loved working in sales. I loved it, okay? It was really hard for me to leave my job. And when I finally made the decision to leave, I wanted to make sure that I was going to be able to be financially okay when I left my job. So does YouTube pay well? Yes, because I was able to replace my Wells Fargo corporate job, you know, that paid me around $45,000 to $50,000 a year for YouTube. You know, so in the odds, I'm making a lot more money on Instagram, YouTube, and Snapchat. Everything, you get paid through everything. If you guys want me to do a video separately, like talking about how exactly YouTubers get paid, I would be more than gladly to share that with you guys. But yes, I mean, you do make good money being on social media, being a social media influencer or beauty guru, whatever you want to call it. So yeah. Next question. Are you happy with the place you are in your life right now? I am beyond happy where I'm at in life right now. Is it for me? Definitely not. I have bigger dreams and bigger goals for my life, and I feel like I'm never going to be 100% content, because we will always want more. It's, I think, a natural thing as being a human. You know, I feel like we naturally will always want more, but I'm grateful and I'm living in the moment. I feel like I've always been that way, where I want to just enjoy right now. You know, I don't want to continue to just wonder, what if I had this, or what if I had that, or what if I was this in life. Like, I do strive to, you know, do better in life, and I will do better, and you guys can quote me on that. I have big dreams for my life. But as far as where I'm at right now in life, I'm beyond blessed. Like, I have no complaints whatsoever. I am happy. I have everything that I feel like I could have ever wanted in life, and I wouldn't change anything. Like, I wouldn't change anything. Everything is just amazing. You know, I feel so blessed. You know, God is so good to me, because he has been continuously blessing me over and over and over again, and I truly am very grateful for everything that I have up to this point. Next question. These are some really good questions. I'm so excited to be answering. Let's go to another video.
Yvette, what does it feel like to be so goddamn pretty?
Oh, that was cute. She said, what does it feel like to be so goddamn pretty? That's sweet. It's all the makeup, guys. It's all the makeup. But thank you, you're so sweet.
Any advice on where I can find a cute boyfriend? Like your husband?
Daniela said, where could she find a cute boyfriend? I would say go to the mall. That's where I found mine. you know what, it's so hard nowadays trying to find somebody who's cute and is a good guy. I feel like it's always a hit and miss. You either get the cute guy that's a douchebag, you know, but I've always been the type of person that, believe it or not, like, this is gonna sound so freaking cliche. I hate when I answer questions because I feel like you guys are gonna be like, really? You're such a freaking cheese ass. But I have never been one to just be based off of like looks, okay? And if you've seen the men in my life that I've talked to before, you would know. No shade, sorry if you're watching, but I've never been one to be that way. I've always told my husband, like, you could be the cutest guy on the entire planet, but if you don't do anything for me, in the sense where if you don't make me happy and you don't fuel my life with, you know, positive energy and make me laugh and show me a good time, like, you're boring, you know? Like, you could be so cute, but if you have no personality or nothing going for yourself or your life or just any type of ambition, and I'm not saying anything in life in the sense where money or, you know, materialistic things, because that's irrelevant to me. I'm thinking, like, have a passion. You know, when I met Ulises, he was, you know, working as a barber, you know, in his garage, $10 haircuts, you know what I mean? And people look down upon things like that, you know, when people say, oh, I'm a makeup artist, or oh, I'm a barber, or oh, like, they don't take you as serious as you think, as they should, you know. But to me, he would talk to me with so much ambition, like so much, you know, he was just so, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, he had so many dreams and so many goals in life that he wanted to accomplish, and I wanted to be a part of all of that, you know. Like, we would talk and talk for hours, and I would just listen to him and his plans. And, you know, so far everything that he's been planning for himself, you know, has been coming true, you know. This next year coming is going to be an amazing year for my husband, and I'm going to be so proud of him, and I can't wait to like share everything that he's planning for this coming year. But I feel like I got lucky because he was cute, you know what I mean? And initially, you know, when I did see him for the first time, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't like immediately attracted to him, but I don't think that I fell in love with him because of the person that he is on the outside. You know, I fell in love with him because of the person that he is on the inside and the person that he made me, because I'm a completely different person than I am because of him. You know, he has a lot to do with how I see life, and everything that I've done, in the sense where YouTube and putting myself out there and doing my seminars, they've all been because he has motivated me to better myself and, you know, do more in life. So I feel like most of the time, don't go out looking for this sexy dime piece, you know, because, you know, beauty fades, and having somebody who motivates you is, it's 100 times better than anything on the outside, you know.
I'd ask you, how did you start this journey?
Not that I was ashamed of it, but I was embarrassed. Like, I didn't want anybody in my high school to know that I was doing YouTube. I didn't even want like my family to know that I was doing YouTube. That was just like weird to me. I started that when I was around 17, 18 years old, and I would just do like random tutorials. I had probably like 20,000 followers at that time, which was a lot, you know. Like, nowadays it's only a lot if you have like millions, you know, but back then I felt like I was like, oh my god, 20,000 people are, you know, watching me. So it was crazy. I started on Instagram, then got an Instagram. When I got Instagram, I posted pictures of my nails. My nails were really popular on Instagram. People were always asking me about my nails because I used to do like crazy designs on there. And then I started getting followers, but this was back then when it was only for iPhone. So then they switched it over to Android. Once everyone from Android started getting Instagram, it started to get like really, really big. Everybody was talking about Instagram. By that point, I had maybe like 2,000 followers on Instagram. Then I want to say about 2-3 months into me having Instagram, Anastasia Beverly Hills saw one of my pictures. I think it was a selfie where you could really see my brows. They were pretty defined. I mean, they were hard to miss, but Anastasia Beverly Hills saw my picture on Instagram, and at that point, I want to say she had maybe like 7 or 8,000 followers. So I was like, okay, who's this random person, you know, following me, or, you know, like trying to reach out to me. She tried to send me products. She messaged me and she was like, hey, I really love your stuff. I would love to send you some of my brow stuff. And I was like, you know, that was weird to me. I didn't know that people would send free makeup to basically beauty gurus. And I was like, okay. So I gave her my dad's P.O. box, and then I get home. My dad brings this box, and it was like this huge box of makeup. I look into it and I was like, oh my God, is this real life? I can't believe, like, she sent me so many brow stuff, like palettes and just random stuff, and I had no idea who she was, to be honest with you. I had no idea. So I started playing with all this makeup, and I started doing, you know, adding her on my hashtags, adding her on my descriptions, and she started blowing up. You know, she started just, everyone was talking about Anastasia Beverly Hills at that point, and I was like, oh my God, like, this lady's like the real deal. So she hit, I think, 100,000 or 200,000, and it was the first time she posted me. For the first time, I did like this hairstyle where it was like braided here on the side, and my hair was kind of to the side, and she really loved the hairstyle. This was back then when she would like combine pictures, where she would do like outfit, hair, nails. She used to do these like collages. So I was the girl that she picked for the hair, and she shouted me out like at 9 p.m. and then I woke up the next day and I had 10,000 followers. I was like, how did this happen? I was like, where did these people come from? All of a sudden I started kind of like trending. She posted me, and then Maya Mia Makeup posted me. Then Motives Cosmetics reached out to me. They sent me some merchandise, and I was just growing and growing. Like, you know, they would shout me out, I get 1,000 followers there. Shout me out, 2,000 followers there. Now when you get shouted out, you're lucky if you even get 5 people to follow you. Like, back then, it was so easy to just grow on social media, and Anastasia was a big person that played a huge role on my following base and being in the makeup world, you know. So that's kind of how my transition started. There's a lot more, but I don't want to just base it on that. If there is anything that I'm not actually, you know, responding, or if you guys want to know more about, definitely let me know in the comments below, and I will go more into detail and, you know, do more story times, or I could do like a story time how I started on Instagram, just stuff like that. Just let me know based on the answers that I'm giving you guys, okay? I don't want to leave you guys like, you didn't answer this. Next question. You guys really didn't send me much videos. I like posting the videos because they're funny. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? So I'm 25. In 5 years, I'm going to be 30, which is young. 30s are the new 20s, let me tell you, okay? I'm not scared to turn 30. I feel like nowadays, your 30s are like your prime. So when I turn 30, I probably will be having like my first child by then. I do see myself, you know, with Lisa's, building my family, having some type of business. I don't want to say too much information. You know, still involved with the makeup world, but in a different way. I just see myself doing everything that I love to do, in the sense where right now, everything that I'm doing, but inspiring a lot more people and making a difference. I do see myself being somebody, and I have big goals and dreams. I just don't want to talk too much about it, of everything that I kind of have, you know, planned for myself, because I feel like when you talk about it, you jinx yourself, and I have big dreams. We'll leave it at that. So I do see myself in 5 years just being very successful. Question: how does your family feel about you being a famous YouTuber? You know, it's crazy because I had a conversation with my sister about when people say, oh my God, you're a famous Instagrammer, huh? Or, oh my God, you're a famous YouTuber. Oh, you're famous on Instagram? Like, to me, it's so weird. Like, I think it's so weird when people tell me like, oh my God, you're famous. Like, I'm not. Like, I'm just me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see it as like fame, you know. I'm like, I'm just doing what I love to do, and people are watching, you know what I mean? But I just had to throw that out there because she said famous, you know, but I just think it's weird when people say stuff like that. But how do they feel about me being on YouTube? They love it. They're so supportive. They're so proud of me. When I was younger, like 13, 14, I was a little bit of a rebel child. I went through a phase where I was like trying to figure out my life and figure out who I was, and I was just getting into trouble, you know, being bad. And it lasted for like 3 months because my mom put my ass on check real quick when she saw that I was being a rebel. And then I graduated from high school, and I graduated with honors in high school. I was a good, you know, student in the sense where I mean, I got my work done, but I never really had any like ambition to do anything. You know, I was always trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. People would ask me like, what are you gonna do with your life, Blanca? And I'd be like, I don't know. You know, like I was just confused. So my family would always give me a hard time about that. Like, are you ever gonna do anything? I never really liked, you know, working. So it was like, they always wonder like, hello, like stop being lazy. Are you ever gonna do anything with your life, you know? So now that I'm doing this, and you know, that they're seeing how many people love what I do and support me, and they love it. Like my brothers and my family and my mom and my dad, they get so excited and so overwhelmed. Like I like to take my parents to my seminars sometimes so they can see what I'm doing, and even have my family there. And most of the time my family is there when I teach my classes, and they're just beyond proud for me, you know, like they see me and they're like, we're so happy that you're doing something that you love. And not anyone can, you know, wake up in the morning and do something that they love and you know, make a living off of it. So they're so like, they're 100% supportive, and that's what keeps me, you know, more motivated and just keeps me going. When did you start doing makeup? I started doing makeup, I want to say I started doing makeup when I like doing makeup on clients when I was like 22. So I've only been doing makeup on clients for like 4 years. When did I start doing makeup on myself? I mean, I started wearing makeup at 16, but I wasn't really good at it. I didn't start getting really serious until I started my Instagram, which was probably by the time I was 22. Did the tattoo on your side hurt? I love it, by the way. You guys haven't seen my side tattoo, and it's because it's not finished, and I refuse to show it to you guys until it's completely done. But I have a piece about this big from the side of my belly button, like to the left, all the way down to my thigh. Did it hurt? Yes. I have done 2 6-hour sessions, and I'm going for my 3rd one. So I've cut them into sections because I cannot take it. Like this pain, I have another tattoo on this side, and because this one's so big, I seriously, like, I was in excruciating pain, and it's really big, so it's like right on my hip bone, and oh my god, just thinking about the pains, like, ugh, you know. But yeah, I'm crazy. I don't know why I decided to do such a big ass tattoo like this, but once I show it to you guys, I'll tell you guys why I chose the sunflowers and why I did 3 of them, and why what it meant to me. I'm also gonna get a tattoo soon. I'm gonna get one right here. I'll show you guys. I'm gonna do a vlog of when I get it done, but I'm really excited about the one I'm gonna get here. I don't plan on getting any more tattoos other than the one I want here, but once I get it finished, I will show you guys. But yes, it hurt a lot, and I have a very high tolerance for pain, and it hurt a lot.
Wanted to know what inspired you to start your tour. I love you so much.
So she
So
said,
now that you and Ulises are married, do you guys plan on having kids in the near future?
so I already answered the kids question, and then she said what inspired me to do my seminars. I was so scared to do my seminars. Like, I was terrified. Okay, so when I started seeing on Instagram that people were asking for me to teach, or if I did one-on-one classes, that's when I was like, okay, maybe this is something that I could do. There's an Instagrammer that I follow on Instagram. Her name is Makeup by Christina, and she's an Australian makeup artist. I strive to be as successful as she is in the makeup industry. She is somebody that when I see how she teaches her classes and how she's so professional, it motivates me to mimic what type of person she is and how she is with the people that follow her. I was really scared, and my sister and my husband were both like, you need to do it. Like, you need to just go out there and do it. I planned my first class, and it was for San Jose. I sold out, and I think that because it was my first class, I was just so like, oh my god, like I couldn't believe that so many people bought my tickets so fast that I sold out. My San Jose class, I feel like they kind of got the short end of the stick because I was so nervous. I wasn't even talking. I was just kind of like frozen, you know, like it was so scary for me. But once I got that one out of the way, I had one in Stockton, and then after I had those two, I was good to go. Like, it just came so natural for me. I was able to just talk, and I was just able to interact with everyone. But that initial push came from you guys being so supportive, and my husband and my sister just saying like, this is what you gotta do, this is what you need to do. And then me seeing, you know, everyone on Instagram at that point, you know, planning, you know, seminars. And like I said, Makeup by Christina was somebody who I followed, and still till this day I live for her classes, and I'm like, I hope to be like you when I grow up. She's amazing, and she's absolutely beautiful. Is it like being married? Do you have less freedom? I actually have so much more freedom now, and I don't take advantage of it because I am always home and basically just working. A lot of you guys probably think that I'm just sitting here on my ass all day not doing anything, but it takes a lot to plan classes. It takes a lot, you know, for me to, you know, record and, you know, be a wife now, and it's tough, you know. I do work. I work a lot. I work with a whole bunch of different companies. Advertise for a lot of companies. I do, you know, promotional posts for companies. So it's a lot of, you know, I'm on contract with, you know, different companies. So there's a lot of little things that go on behind the camera and behind, you know, the Instagram, Snapchat, and everything. There's a lot going on that a lot of people don't see. And the reason I say it's because I had a comment on one of my last videos, and this person was like, you should go work and stop being lazy. You're always at home chilling. And I'm like, I wish I was just at home doing nothing, you know, but I'm not, you know. I do miss being in a retail job sometimes, but I feel like people don't take what we do serious, and this is serious. This is a job, and this is something that requires a lot of work. And I just forgot what question I was answering. I always get so like lost in the question. Question was, how do I have less freedom now that I'm married? So yes, I do, but I'm always, you know, working. But it's nice because before I had to ask my mom for permission to hang out with my boyfriend, and now I have a husband, so we can go do everything we want to do. Like the other day we went, like, I don't know what it was, I think we went to like Taco Bell. I don't even like Taco Bell, but he wanted to get some taquitos or whatever. We went to Taco Bell like at 1 in the morning, and I was so excited. Like, I'm probably gonna sound like a nerd, but I was so excited. I told Lisa, like, oh my god, like, we're gonna go get freaking tacos like super late. Like, I would have had to ask my mom, and my mom would have been like, estás loca, you know, aplástate. So it's little things like that you're just like, oh my god, I could do whatever I want, nobody's gonna tell me anything. And then he's not like jealous or, you know, crazy protective, like, come home already, what are you doing out, why aren't you home? Like, I hang out with Chris some nights, I hang out with my friend Miguel sometimes, I hang out with my sister. I will get home like, you know, 12, sometimes 1, and it's not like regularly. Like, I'm a wife now, so I am with my husband most of the time. But if I do want to have a night out or go out, like, I don't ask him for permission. Like, I'm free like a bird. I can do whatever I want. Growing up, were your parents or older siblings really strict on you since you're the youngest? Like, did you ever have to sneak out or lie to them? What was one of the craziest hoe nights you've ever had? I love you, Yvette. I'm dying. Okay, that was very blunt. What was the best hoe night I ever had? Okay, so were my parents very strict? Yes. Were my older siblings really strict? Yes, some of them. Did you ever have to sneak out or lie to them? I would always lie, but I would always get caught like a dumbass. And did I ever sneak out? No, I've never snuck out. I've never really had like a hoe night. I've never been a hoe. Like, I haven't been around like that because I was always scared. I was always scared of my mom. Like, even though she wasn't there, I always felt like she was watching me, you know? Like, I would come home and it's like I felt like she knew everything that I was just doing, you know what I mean? And I just never did bad things like that. Because my parents were so strict, I never really went out, so there was no chance for me to be a hoe. And I was never rebellious. Like, if my mom said no, it was no. If my dad said no, it was no. If my sister said you can't go out, you're a dumbass, sit your ass down, I sat my ass down. Like, I never argued with them. Like, I would just listen and cry in my room because I wasn't able to go out. I feel like the only time that I ever felt like was really, really bad, there was an incident that happened when I was in, I think I was 17, and I got out early from school, and when I got off, I didn't tell my mom that I was getting off. So I left with my boyfriend and we were just hanging out. I wasn't doing anything, and my sister gets a call from my school and they told them that I got off early. So she texts me and she's like, "Where are you at?" And I was like, "I'm at school." She was like, "No, you're not, because school ended at 12 today." And I was like, shit, fuck my life, I'm about to get my ass beat when I get home. I was so scared to go home, and my mom, she already knew. I get there, as I'm coming in, she has the chancla, legit 17 years old, has the chancla ready. He says, "Just go home."
You look fine.
What?
You look good.
Thank you.
What are you looking good for, though? That's my question.
What?
You know damn well what I said.
You're a dumbass. I'm recording.
Damn, babe, you look so good right now. It's a good interruption.
You gonna get ready? Okay. Go ready. See this lady just going crazy, and she's looking at me like, "¿Dónde estabas?" And I was like trying to think of like the perfect excuse, but at that point I had already got caught. I was like, you know? So my mom was like, "Ya fuiste a darle lo que quería, cabrona." Like, she was going off, and I really wasn't doing anything, but because that happened, like, my parents were even more strict. So unfortunately, I don't have any like juicy hoe night stories for you guys, because I was actually a very good girl growing up. I'm boring, huh? Okay, next question.
My question is, how do you think your marriage has changed your relationship with your man and just yourself as a person? And I love you so much.
So how has, I love you too, by the way, how has my marriage changed me as a person and changed my relationship? I don't feel like my relationship has changed. I feel like it's gotten so much better. I really don't think it's changed much. I think it's just now we're getting to know each other at a different level, and there's little things, you know, where I didn't worry about before that now I'm like, you know, little stuff. But it's only gotten better for us. Like, I feel like we're definitely growing together, and me as a person, I feel like I surprised myself, you know. I didn't feel like, I'm gonna admit, like, I feel like I've been such a good wife, and I feel like it's so different for me because I didn't expect that. Like, I was always very like, I don't like to cook. I love cleaning. Cleaning is one thing that I've always been very organized, but I've never been very attentive, you know. And I feel like now that I'm married, like, I'm always like cooking for Elisa's, and I was really surprised about that because I didn't like cooking at all, and now it's like I like it and I'm doing it. Just things that I never thought that I would do before, I'm doing them now, and I'm just like, girl, you're the bomb. I'm the bomb. Not trying to toot my own horn, but Lisa's got really fucking lucky with me because I'm the bomb. How do you get inspired to do your home decor? Do you plan your decor, or do you just buy things randomly and go by what you are buying? When do you plan on buying a house? So my decor, I get all of my inspiration from Pinterest. I don't like to mimic specific things off of Pinterest, like completely, you know, copy it, but I get bits and pieces and ideas from different Pinterests, and I just put it together and give it my own personal touch. So that's where I get all of my inspiration from. I love home decor. Like, I love organizing. I love organization. I'm very clean. I love to know where everything's at. So I love it. When do we plan on having a house? We got this apartment for 6 months. So our lease should be up in February, if I'm not mistaken. So we're planning on hopefully getting our home by next year, around that time. And if not, we'll probably redo our lease for maybe another 4 months. But by next year, we do plan on at least having our home already. The reason why we haven't, it's because everything was being so quick, you know, like wedding and, you know, everything, my seminars. Like, I had so much going on. He had so much going on. He's trying to open up his, you know, business and do what he's doing. And it was so much going on at that time that I felt like we just needed to get into somewhere quick and then focus once we had enough time on getting the perfect home. I didn't want to just settle for something because I needed to get a house. When I get my house, it's going to be because that's the house that I fell in love with and that I want. What is your worst fear in life? I have a lot of fears in life. I'm so scared of everything. Like, I think because my parents were, you know, they were so strict on me that I was so sheltered that everything scares me. And then I live in Stockton where people get murdered every day, so I'm even more scared of life. I am the biggest chicken. I hate spiders. I'm deadly afraid of spiders. I hate flying. I hate earthquakes. I hate everything. But I think my worst fear in life is probably losing someone close to me, like really close to me. In my family, we haven't had too many losses, just grandparents. I think a fear of mine is losing someone in my family, like my mom or my sister or my dad or my brothers, like, you know, my husband. Like, just, that's like my worst fear. Like, I feel like knowing that they're in some type of danger, like that's why I'm always like so paranoid about everything, because death scares me. And I think that's probably the biggest thing. You know, I feel like I've thought about it a lot before, like what I would do if I was to lose my mom or my dad, you know, and I feel like my life would just be, I don't know, like, I feel like I wouldn't know how to even go on, you know. And people always say that, but they always manage to. But man, like, thinking of that makes me like gets me emotional, because I'm like, I can't even imagine. But this is why you have to build memories and appreciate, you know, your family and your friends, because life is not promised tomorrow, you know. But I think that would be my biggest fear, to lose someone. If you had kids, how many would you want to have? I'd probably have 2. And if they were the same sex, like if I had 2 boys or 2 girls, I would probably go for number 3. If number 3 was the same sex, I would stop. So I would stop. The most I would probably have is 3 kids. But the 3rd one would come if I had, you know, the same sex. But right now I'm aiming for 2. You guys really want me to pop out those babies, huh? What would you name your baby if you had a girl? If I had a girl, you know what's crazy? That I only have boy names. For girls, I really like the name Celeste. I think it's really pretty. But I knew somebody named Celeste. So it's only, you know, like when you like cute names, but some hoe in your high school used to have it. So it's like now you just remember that hoe. Like there was, like somebody knows a hoe named Celeste. Sorry if your name is Celeste. But I love that name. Like, I love that name, but it reminds me of this girl that I went to high school with. And then I really like the name, I like the name Dalila, which is Delilah in English, but I really don't like Delilah. I like Dalila. Like, I like Dalila in Spanish. I think it's a really pretty name. I like powerful names. Like, if I have boys, I'm gonna tell you guys my names. I never wanted to share them with you guys because I didn't want anybody to, like, take them, but they're everywhere. Everyone has these baby names. So whatever. I really like the name Sebastian, but Sebastian with an E, not with an A. So it's not Sebastian, because I don't like it in Spanish. I would want it to be Sebastian, like with an E. Sebastian. So Sebastian I really like. and I really like the name Maximiliano. I think Maximiliano is such a pretty name. Yeah, I think those are the only two names, Sebastian and Maximilian. Like, when you think about Sebastian, I think about Cruel Intentions. And you know that guy Sebastian, Ryan Phillippe? He was like, when I think of Sebastian and Maximilian, I think like gorgeous men. My children, when they're boys, they're gonna be beautiful, so they're gonna be named some powerful names. But those are the names that I like. And this is gonna be the last question because I think I've been like on here forever. On how to grow out your eyebrows and how was the journey like. So me growing out my eyebrows took me about a year to grow. My eyebrows are probably the best that they've been in a really long time. I just didn't touch them. I grew them out and then I would thread them around. The girl was really helpful, so she would just, you know, thread around and she'd be like, okay, so for here, like say I was missing some up here, she would thread here and then she'd say, I'm gonna leave the hairs here, don't touch them, you know. So I wouldn't touch them for 2 weeks. Then I'd go back, she'd clean it up and she'd be like, okay, today we're gonna grow out this section, today we're gonna grow out this section. So my eyebrow girl helped me grow my eyebrows and arch them and shape them the way that I wanted to. She would just work around them. If you keep going and getting them threaded and you don't know what you want to do with your eyebrows, the eyebrow girl is probably the person that's doing your brows is just gonna thin them out or shape them for you. So you have to keep going to the same person and just growing them. I used Vaseline as well to help them grow and it really did help. Everybody says it clogs your pores. It helped me grow my eyebrows. So my eyebrows are a creation of that. But that is it for my Q&A. I didn't want to answer too many questions because I do want to plan a Q&A with my niece Yvette, and then I want to plan a Q&A with my husband as well. So if you guys have any other questions that you guys want me to answer, leave them in the description box below. It's easier for me to read them off of there than, you know, my Snapchat. But this is going to be the end of my video. If you're not following me on Snapchat, definitely follow me. And if you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. And I will see you guys in my next video. Love you guys. Bye.